Hi, David Barron here. I want to talk about hypnosis tips and specifically today about using aversion in hypnosis and specifically for smoking so that we're all on the same page. Aversion means to create a very uncomfortable feeling when thinking about smoking so that not only can you remove the whole craving from someone with hypnosis and put in a really positive feeling that makes them feel good about being a non-smoker, you can also put in a very uncomfortable feeling, a nausea, a feeling of distress or unease that grows stronger and stronger as they think of smoking. That's aversion. Now, I have no objection to anyone using aversion in hypnosis, particularly for smoking, and I'm going to limit it here for smoking. As a general rule, I very seldom put in aversion into a stop smoking process, with a few exceptions. And I just want to, first of all, I'll describe what those exceptions are, and I'll also give you the wording I use to create that feeling of aversion and discomfort and distress for smoking. The examples of when I would use aversion in hypnosis, I usually try and use it first as a last resort. So I usually see people, they commit to see me 3 times. And for the most part, the very first session, they cannot bring up a craving. I'm really good at that. They have a really positive experience. And when they go out, usually they're very successful. We come back for the second session and the emphasis is on strengthening their identity as a non-smoker. Now let's be clear. People have their own experiences and people can go out very successfully as a non-smoker and then something terrible happens to them. They get traumatized, they get in a car accident, they break up with their significant other, and that trauma can bring them back to old behaviors that are comforting, behaviors like smoking. Well, that's why I have more than one session. If they come back the second session and they still smoke, but it's been reduced, we're still good. They are improving and heading in the direction we want. I can usually just augment what's going well and address what's not working well. I can enhance their identity as a non-smoker and have them feel really good. Usually that's enough. It's the third session with some people that I will decide to use aversion. When I use aversion on this third session, I offer it as an alternative, as an option for them. I will say, okay, I can make it really uncomfortable for you to think about smoking. I can make smoking just nauseous. And the whole thought of smoking just creates a really strong discomfort if you're willing for me to do that. So I ask their permission, first of all, to do it. That allows them to start participating in it. If I get their permission, we go full on this, and we talk about the feeling of nausea, what it's like, and I anchor that so we can use it in the hypnosis session. Another exception where I will use aversion is I had one case of a woman who wanted to quit smoking, and she smoked all her life. The only times she never quit was when she got arrested and she got taken out of society, with her terms. She was forced to quit, and that was the only time she ever quit. So she had no experience of quitting smoking. It was a comfort for her. She'd been doing it since she was a teen. At that particular point, I realized that we should add something stronger. That was when I decided in her first session I would put in some instructions that would create a discomfort, a dissatisfying feeling in her thoughts toward smoking. And that was the only exception that I normally do. And the other time I will do aversion is if they ask me straight out, I want to hate smoking. When they ask me that, I have their full permission. I go crazy on them so that they feel incredibly uncomfortable. Okay, those are my Those are my personal rules of using aversion. Other hypnotists will use aversion, and I'm fine with that. My problem with some hypnotists using aversion is they link the thought of smoking with feelings of shame, of guilt, of depression and sadness, and no, I would not go in that direction because those are emotions. I want to link a physical discomfort instead. This is where I want to talk about the wording that I use when I am applying aversion to quitting smoking. So the wording is, from this point forward, whenever you even think about smoking, you feel a discomfort, a dissatisfaction, an incredible unease that grows stronger and stronger. You feel a nausea growing in your stomach. You feel like you want to gag until you say the words, "I'm a non-smoker." Now, that's a pretty general improvised version of it, but you'll notice from that, the words I said, you'll feel a discomfort, a dissatisfying feeling, and unease. But I intentionally do not use the word dis-ease. I say discomfort, dissatisfaction. The word dis-ease sounds too much like disease, and I don't want their subconscious mind associating with disease at all. Now further, that feeling, as long as they think about smoking, they're going to feel that discomfort, and it grows stronger and stronger until they say the words, "I'm a non-smoker." And then they feel a sense of strength, a sense of peace, a sense of ease and comfort, or whatever feeling we talked about that they want to feel instead of a craving. Those are my tips on how I use aversion in quitting smoking. Like I said, I have no objection to anyone using aversion straight off if it's done in a really proper way. I would love to hear anyone else's feedback on how they use aversion in their hypnosis sessions, specifically for smoking. Take care. If you have any questions, any comments, leave them below. You can also reach me on my website, mindcontrolpublishing.com. And again, David Barron here. Like, subscribe, do all those things that you're supposed to do, ring the bell, and so on. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.